Friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Midu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from I am Indore, and friends, as we all know, Midu Study is your own channel, your own one-stop solution for management, all related concepts in which we discuss various management topics and subjects in a very simple manner. Friends, we have different modules. We have videos on management, on marketing, strategy, OB, operations, and HRM. Today's video, my dear friends, in the HRM module, video number 13, we have already done 12 videos, and best part about HRM is it is like the videos are in form of a journey, the journey which every person in a company goes through. So to recap what all chapters we did, we discussed first of all the introduction to HRM, what human resource management is all about. Then we discussed about HRP, human resource planning, JD and JS, job description, job specification of a person. Then we discussed recruitment and selection. So after recruiting and selecting a person, then the person joined the company. We carried out the induction orientation. After that is done, with time we did the competency mapping and assessment centers. Now all that is done. You know about the competencies of a person. You know from assessment center what are his plus and minus. Then we move to the next module, which is training and development. And training and development we will cover in two videos. This video, video number 13, and in next video, video number 14. So let us begin with today's video. First of all, concept of training. So what is training? Training is a common word which we have heard from our very childhood. Hiring skilled and qualified personnel is of paramount importance to any organization. However, to achieve success in the long run, it is essential for an organization to train and educate the employee to increase their knowledge base and develop new skills. So why training is important? To train and educate the employees to increase the knowledge base. So knowledge base is to be increased and new skills are to be developed. So all that comes through your training. This not only leads to the development of employee but also increases their productivity. So see, by giving them training about what are the new things, about some new skills, maybe it can be through new softwares, new techniques, new courses, advanced courses, the productivity is kind of increasing, thereby leading to organizational effectiveness. With increase in productivity, the overall organization becomes effective. Training is an organized process that involves teaching of providing instructions with an aim to improve the performance of recipients or help them to achieve a required level of knowledge or skills. So in this what we are doing, it is in, first of all, it should be organized process. It is not that you conduct it haphazardly. It should always be organized. It involves teaching or providing instructions with an aim to improve the performance of recipients or help them achieve a required. So define what level of knowledge or skill is required and then conduct the training. Let us have a distinction between education and training. So from childhood we are listening this word about education and even training, but there are some very, I would say, distinct differences or clear demarcation between that two. Let us discuss what are they. First of all, first point of difference is for the basis of purpose. So for education, the main purpose is aims at developing the mindset of individuals. We want to develop their overall mindset. Whereas in training, it aims at developing new skills and knowledge of individuals. New skills and knowledge are to be developed. Level of learning. Individuals may find it difficult to learn because see, from entry level when you go to schools or college, you might find it a total load on you, a separate load. So they might find it difficult. Training is designed in such a way that it is easier, and with your already spending, see, nowadays education starts at the age of 3-4 years and continues till 20 to 23. So 20 years into education, you have that learning phenomena in place. So in job, when for few days you are given some training, it is easier to grasp as well. Now what is the measure of success? Education is based on system of scores and grades. So as we remember from our childhood, in schools we used to get percentage in class 90%, 95%, or in subjects they were grade A plus A, B plus B. So all that was dependent upon the grade and score, what kind of grade and score you are getting. Training is based on certificates and job performance. So on completion of training, if you are able to, there will be some criteria that you should be able to answer, maybe for example 30% of the total questions, you get a certificate. So if you have received that certificate, you are considered successful. And then on job, how are you able to apply those concepts? So job performance is improving or not. Then length of process. So education is a longer thing. So one class used to extend for a year. Then there are courses which may extend to even 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So it is a long thing. But training, it is generally for few days, or in some cases weeks also. Normally typically it is 2-3 days kinds of thing, or if it is any advanced course, it can be even for a week or so. Now the changes Because of education, the learner becomes more radical and skillful in journal thinking. So overall thinking is getting improved. Whereas because of training, participant becomes skillful in a particular job. So these were the distinction between training and education. Now discussing about need and importance of training. So why training is required, or what is its importance? So training is required to make new employees. So in case of new employees, it is to make them aware of the job roles and duties, organizational process and functions, etc. Training leads to the building of efficient and effective teams. It leads to building of efficient teams, effective teams. So see, many times it may happen that from school times onwards, a child has been habitual of being an individual learner. But when one comes to office, it is all about teamwork. So you need to learn team skills also. So such trainings can help in building efficient and effective teams, thereby enabling the organization to quickly respond to changes in the business environment. So if the team is effective in case there is any change in environment, recent example is COVID-19, in that case teams can perform effectively. It motivates employees to work towards accomplishment of goals and objectives by providing them clear picture of organization's expectations. So employees know that what are the organization's expectations, and basis that they perform. It improves the knowledge of employee about their job roles. So because of training, they get to know more about their job roles, the job description, what is required, which leads to enhanced productivity and organizational effectiveness. Training focuses on developing intellect and personality of employees so that they can perform effectively. So even the intellect and personality of employees getting developed. Training inculcates a sense of team spirit. Team spirit and teamwork gets inculcated, and inter-team collaboration, which helps employees to adapt to team culture. All this is why training is very important in today's scenario. Now stakeholders in training. So we can identify clearly, and you can very well relate to it. There are three main stakeholders in training: top management, participants, and third is trainer, which is in the next slide. So see why top management is a stakeholder, because without consent of top management, you cannot conduct training program. For any kind of training, you will need resources in terms of money, in terms of place, in terms of your resource person. All that can come through only after the consent of the top management. Participants, now they comprise the target audience of a training program. Who are the target audience? You need to have participants in place. You might have infrastructure, you might have assent from top management, you might have best trainer, but if participants are not there, whom are you going to train? Participants strive to achieve the learning goals and objectives of the training program and apply this learning while performing the job. The third important stakeholder is our trainer. So top management has given consent, participants are in place. Now we need to have an effective trainer. Trainer plays a crucial role in motivating and inspiring participants by making training sessions interesting and informative. So a trainer, a good trainer, is very important. He should not see, a person can be a person best in his field in acads. He might have a lot of knowledge, but he needs to make the session engaging. He needs to make it interesting. Without that, it is not useful. So trainer should conduct this session in such a way that it is both informative as well as interesting. If it is just interesting, not informative, then also purpose is I would say not fulfilled. Okay, my dear friends. So this is why important trainer is also important. Now the process of training. So we can divide training into a 6-step process. First is reviewing the organizational objectives. We need to review what are the organization's objectives, why we are conducting this training basically. That question needs to be answered. Then assessing the training needs. By reviewing those objectives, we will get to know about the training needs that are there. Then from that, we need to decide the training objectives. Without having proper objectives in place, the program cannot be done successfully. So we need to decide what are the objectives. Then design the training program. Program should be designed in such a manner that it can meet those objectives in the most effective manner. Okay. Once you have designed the training program, then it is the time to implement it. Implement it means conducting it, and then once it is done, we need to evaluate also. Has it been able to achieve the objectives or has it failed? This evaluation also is done. So in this 6-step process, the training gets completed. Now let us discuss some issues of international training. So see, everyone will like to have international training, going to foreign location for training, but there are some issues also. First and very obvious issue is that sometimes organization may not be interested in bearing that extra cost, because if you are going to send people to international places, definitely there will be cost and infrastructure which will be comparatively higher conducting it at domestic regions. So we need to have that concurrence, that are we gonna bear that cost? Does it actually our company's pocket allow or not. Many organizations find it difficult to look for trainer who has skills to train people from different backgrounds. So many times it can happen that the company is willing to pay, but they are not able to get a, I would say, a trainer who can train people from diverse cultures and diverse backgrounds. Determining the type and design of training a diverse audience is also sometimes difficult. So people coming from different background, different countries will have different needs or backgrounds. So developing a program which can be fruitful for all of them, and that I would say combined time gets utilized in best possible manner, optimal manner, is something which we need to take care of. Factors influencing effectiveness of training. So there are 5 major factors which influence the training to be effective or not. First, definitely is top management support. As we discussed, top management is one of the most important stakeholder, because without the permission of top management or top management being okay with your proposal, program cannot be conducted. Acceptance of participants. Participants should accept, participants should not treat it as a burden but as a learning opportunity, as a growing opportunity. Adoption of continuous process. So it should not happen that you train them, after that for years there is no follow up, you just leave them. So it should always be a continuous process. So if you can maybe have 3 levels, so you do it at level 1, then give some time for people to absorb, to use them practically, basis those learning, develop level 2 and such. So develop it as a continuous process. Technological advancement. So with technology getting advanced, we need to see that we are using the best possible technologies in our training program. Type and time of training. So whether it is an offline training, online training, offsite, onsite, that needs to be decided basis the objectives and even the time of training. So you cannot have training at a time when people are already occupied in your maybe yearly targets or budgets or things of that sort. So time and type of training is also important. So all these 5 factors are something which influence the effectiveness of a training program. So my dear friends, this is all from today's video. In next video, we will continue it, close our training part and even discuss some part of the development, what development is all about. Friends, if you have any suggestion in today's video, please let us know. You can write in the comment section or you can write on our mail ID meedu.study@gmail.com. We will definitely address your queries and help with the best possible feedback. If you are liking our content, my dear friends, please like our video, share it and subscribe to Meedu Study. Thank you. Good day.